Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in a little video. Now, posted yesterday about the situation, and I got to read some of the comments, and there was only a couple people who took that same narrative of a woman holding herself accountable is seen as giving the man a pass. You know, where people say, when I say that if a man try to cheat with a woman, the woman should say, no, I'm not cheating with you because I know you got a woman. Some people say that means I'm asking the woman to help the man not cheat. And that's preposterous, ignoramus, absurd. It just is how you thinking about it. No, what that's saying is, just because somebody else want to be a sleazeball does not mean you should be a sleazeball too. So, and now with the situation with the coach, I see that let you know how little attention I pay, because I didn't know they weren't married. And that's crazy to me that they weren't married, but maybe deal with prenup stuff or something. But I just know they've been together forever, so I thought they was married, honestly. So, and I think a lot of people probably thought they was married until you started Googling and see. But what we gotta stop doing is feeling like us being accountable means that we making exceptions, or we making it easy, or we a scapegoat for somebody else. That's where a woman should think like a man thing has gone wrong. That's where it has led women astray, because they have women thinking that, oh, if a man could cheat, you could cheat. A man can't cheat either, but just because he cheating don't mean a woman should cheat. So it's like, if it's gonna be one dummy, just let it be one dummy. Don't be the second dummy. And if y'all listen, which some people don't listen, I said the other way around as well. If the woman is shooting her shot and she in a relationship, then the man, knowing she in a relationship, should say, no, I don't get down like that. I don't deal with, women who in a relationship. So what I said in the message was the receiver. Whoever the one is receiving the game should be the one to say, no, I'm not on that. Just because you making a bad choice don't mean I'm going to make a bad choice with you. Now, what I read today is that the coach had some unwanted advances onto the woman. Now, this a grown woman. This not a minor. So I would love to see. They ought to show what woman this was now. But I get it, out of confidentiality. They kind of owe it to the fans and to the people to tell. A lot of people saying they shouldn't have mentioned it. They shouldn't have said nothing about it if they're not going to fire him. And that don't make sense. This is a multi-billion-dollar organization with millions of fans. If you suspend the coach, you got to tell the fans who's spending their hard-earned money why. If you just suspend the coach and say he's suspended for personal reasons, that ain't fair to your fans. Your fans gonna sell them tickets. And so you got to tell your fans, this why we suspended them. And then also, and they say, oh, well, there's white men that's doing stuff too. Guess what? When they get caught, they get punished. And they said, well, the one man got only suspended a year by the NBA. Well, this ain't the NBA that's suspending the coach. This is the team. This the team policy. Now, players who go play in that city say that city and that organization is racist or prejudiced. That's what some players have said. So maybe them levying this punishment to a man of color, we don't know if it would have been lighter to a white man. We can only assume. But my thing is, he knew better. He knew better. He at that level. And for those of y'all who don't understand, well, I know women, most women, 90% of women don't understand. Let me tell you what that feel like. When you're a man, for a man, and the man is like, he's around this woman, and let's say the woman is pretty, and the man feeling a certain way, he feeling horny or whatever, them words that he want to say, like, wow, you look good, or such and such, and whatever, it's almost like impulsive. Because I feel that as a man, and a lot of times that shatters women's thoughts to know that good men, faithful men, Christian men, all men feel that urge. If I see a beautiful woman, I feel the urge to say, wow, you very pretty. You very pretty. Wow, you very beautiful. But the Christ in me, we think a lot of things. And that's how the adversary works. The adversary gonna make you think and feel a lot of things, but it's that power that you utilize to say, I'm not gonna act on this. I'm not going to say this. That's inappropriate. So what he didn't have is, he didn't have that spirit guiding him. He didn't have that ability to not say that. And y'all gotta also realize, as I work in this industry, so me even speaking on this, I'm jeopardizing a potential job opportunity to where that team could be ready to bring me in. And now he might nix it if he stay the coach or come back, because it's like, no, this man running his mouth about my own YouTube. And so y'all got to understand that too. But my thing is about transparency. I'm always focused on transparency. I ain't worried about nothing else. I'm focused on transparency. And my wife know this. She done come to my seminars and all of that. And a lot of times, certain women try to make a big deal of it, because this is what I try to say. We always ask for the truth. And anytime I do a video and I stop talking and I say, listen, y'all can't handle everything. It'd be a bunch of women, Tony, tell us the truth. Tell us the truth. But then when I tell the truth, it'd be a whole group of women trying to use the truth against me. And I'm like, I'm trying to help you understand now. This is a human thing. Like, this human nature. And I would imagine with a woman, and some women have admitted it, to where if you see a man, you might want to say something to that man. And it might not be like in a way that you want to sleep with them. Like, I go up to registers and stuff all the time, and white women who are older, black women, all ages, women all ages, I have heard several times somebody say, you have beautiful eyes. And for the longest, I didn't really understand what they meant, because I was young and I was coming up, and I'm like, okay. But then as I started to realize, it was like, oh, okay, they're saying my eye color, because not every black man has my same eye color. Maybe they're saying that difference makes it unique. And you really don't hear, it's not a women saying, oh, you're very handsome. Like, it may come out later in conversation, or talking about something, and or on a random comment on social media. But women not just doing that, but men will feel that. And if you're a woman, you probably have experienced that, to where you out and a man say, hey, you very beautiful, or hey, I really love your shoes, or hey, I really love this or that, and he keep going. Now, I love fashion because my wife loves fashion, so sometimes if I see a woman with a dope outfit, like, I was standing with my wife at the soccer game, and it was a woman beside me, and she was married. I seen a ring on, but she had on a super dope outfit. I said, hey, I really like your outfit. And then her husband came up, and I don't know if she told him what I said or whatever, but he came over, spoke to me, and I told him, I said, man, I really like that watch. And so that's all. So here I am, and I talked to him, struck it up, come to find out, I figure out what country he from, what he was over here in America doing, dropping his son off at the boarding school, all of this. So some of that is just humans being humans. But now this coach supposedly allegedly got out of hand, went to ripping and running at the mouth too much, and it was unwanted. Now this is what I would say. This a tough one now. This a tough one. And what I want to remind black men who watching this, it's a couple ways you got to look at this. For one, as a black man, what you have to realize is that sometimes some women now, I said SOME. Y'all gotta forgive me. The comments be frustrating me. It's like people don't be listening. And I'm sitting here talking till I'm blue in the face and somebody writing in the comments something I ain't even said. So listen now, I say sometimes some women will take a hello, hey, you are a very beautiful person. It's different types of women. Some women gonna take that as a compliment. Well, thank you. And she gonna keep it moving. Some women gonna take that and they're gonna tell all their girlfriends, they're gonna tell their husband, they're gonna tell, everybody, and it meant something to them. Like, but see, some women will say it because they were flattered and because it meant something to them, and some women will tell it because they want attention and they want to make it a thing. So now when you are a man and you hold a position, you could be a supervisor, you could be a manager, you could be a coach, you could be a principal. Now you're a man of power, you're a man of status, you're a man of stature. That's different when a man in power says, hello, beautiful, or you're so beautiful, or such and, something like that, a good compliment, than when a man who may not be in power may just, in a normal position. So like if the AC man in the building and he say, hey, you very beautiful, she might not be as flattered, she might not care to really mention that. But if the head coach of this multi-billion-dollar team says you're beautiful, then that's different. Now what this sounds like, it sounds like it is being alleged that he got inappropriate, that he said some look. It don't sound like a hello beautiful or you're very beautiful. It sounds like if only you knew what I do to you. It sounds like some, if I ain't have a woman, or it sounds like some, can you bend over again? It sounds like it got a little out of hand, is what I'm hearing. So that's totally different now. Now, a woman who is offended by that, she's gonna be offended across the board. If it's the janitor who says it, if it's the maintenance man who says it, if it's the head coach, if it's the president of organization, anybody who says it, she's gonna be offended if she's that type of woman to be offended. Now, there are some women who will hear that and they will handle it right there. There's some type of women will handle it right there and it won't go any further unless the man keep going and then she gets advised or she feels she need to take it to the next level. This right here is very interesting because the woman who came out about this, for one, we don't know if it was her who came out about it. She could have told a friend at the job. She could have told another man at the job. She could have told somebody else, and that person say, hey, we need to blow this up. We need to blow up the scene. Let's go and make it happen. So it's not to say that she did it. Even if she was the one who spoke up, I'm pretty sure she talked to somebody she know and love first. And here's the thing. Nobody finna care about this man. So if she talked to her daddy, if that's my daughter, and she come telling me what this man's saying, and if it's nasty, like if it's vulgar, if it's hello beautiful, I wouldn't trip. If it's, hey, you're very pretty, I wouldn't trip. If he said, hey, you're very pretty every day, I wouldn't trip. Now, if he go to making sexual, like what he'll do to her and all of that, nah, if this my daughter, I'm a trip about that. But see, what I would tell her as a father, I would tell her, listen, what you want to do first, just tell him, hey, I don't appreciate you speaking like that to me. Because what I want you to understand, baby girl, this one for me talking to my daughter. What I want you to understand, baby girl, is this a man who in an organization, this man done been coaching forever. He done climbed the ranks. Like, he got a good man in him somewhere. So you speaking to him directly, whether y'all text or whether y'all talk in person, and you checking him, he not finna slap you in the face. He not finna slap you in the face. And if he do, then okay, boom, we calling the police. But honestly though, baby girl, you might not have to worry about that police. Just get me in the building. Be honest, just get me in the building. Honestly, I'm gonna slice his tire, bust his window out, everything, and I'll be like Jasmine Sullivan, lion, tigers, and bears. But listen to me. So I would tell my daughter, hey, check him and tell him, hey, listen, I don't appreciate you talking to me like that. We don't know if she married or not. I ain't see that in what I read. I'm gonna read some more articles on it. Sound like they trying to keep her under wraps though, so that she not like targeted and harassed, and it ain't blown all up for her situation. He's the person in power. He the person in responsibility. He's the person that they put in this position. He's supposed to know better, so they exposing him because they like, listen, you know better. We got to be real and raw about this. So understand this right here. If she talked to her daddy gonna tell her talk to him first and let him know you don't appreciate that. Now, and to stop doing that. Most men in his position, unless he on alcohol or drugs or something like that, if they get checked like that, knowing about the Me Too movement, knowing about all this stuff that go on, they gonna chill out. So I can't really imagine that she gave him a direct verbal warning, like chastising him, like checking him. I can't imagine that she did that, but she could have. And if she did, and he continued to say that shows you the power dynamics. Because see, listen, he was he's new as a head coach. And with every level that somebody go to, sometimes power go to people's head. So she could have said that. And he just said, hey, do you know who I am? And he just and she could have said it nicely, or she could have said it in a certain way that he thought she was joking or that she was flirting. Now listen, if she went to her boyfriend or her husband, if she got that in her life, the boyfriend or husband, the situation getting blown up. The situation getting blown up. If my wife come to me and tell me the boss, the president, the this, the that coming at her, you got to tell HR. Ain't no check him, because I don't even want her having no conversation with him. Ain't no check him, ain't no nothing. HR 9. And what the man gonna do is me or him. You going to HR to tell about this, or I'm divorcing you. That's what a man gonna do now. And I'm gonna tell you, good, bad, and the likes, if that man is locked in and committed in that relationship. Now, if he doing his thing, he cheating, he got him a side chick, he might be like, don't worry about it. He might want her to have a little distraction so she ain't worried about him too much. But a man who locked in and focused now, he gonna, and listen, I might be insecure for that. Call me what you want to call me. But if my wife come telling me such and such, this man coming at her, HR, either you finna call him or I'm finna call him. And if you ain't finna call him, guess what? Our livelihood finna go down the drain, because I'm finna go out there and put hands on him. Because he know you married. You just got a ring on your finger. I'm finna go out there and put hands on. So now what you want? You want me to go to jail? Now listen, y'all can call that what y'all want to call it. Narcissist, all this. No. A man ain't finna play by his wife. The Bible say that. The Bible say a man will have no mercy on you if you mess with his wife. The Bible tell you that now. So now listen. And then now if she went to a friend, I'm not a woman. So y'all ladies, y'all will know best how y'all will handle that. But I know people. It's one type of person that she want all the drama and smoke for her friend. She want to see her friend in this drama and smoke. You need to tell HR. You need to tell HR. Now, it's another type of woman that if she raised a certain way, she got a certain backbone. It's one type of friend that she gonna say, hey, I will go tell him, hey, such told me what you've been saying to her, and listen, you don't want this to escalate. I'm telling you right now, you need to check yourself. you need to check yourself. It's a type of woman that'll go do that. She'll go check the man for her friend. And then it's another type of woman that's gonna say, girl, don't worry about that. That's just men. That's just men. Child, if he not whipping his thing out on you, or he not physically touching you, don't worry about what's coming out his mouth. He just a horny toad. Like, don't worry about that. Just take it as a compliment and go ahead. So now that's 3 different type of women right there. So we don't know who this woman consulted for this to go to that next level. Now, that's what you got to realize and understand. Now, what I want black men to understand, what you have to understand, I don't know if this lady black or white. Now, to my knowledge and to my belief system, because black people have gone through so much in America, and it's so hard for black men to succeed, and it's so hard for black men to hold a position like a head coach in the NBA, I don't believe a black woman would have told on him for inappropriate comments, because I believe she would have been, you know, direct enough to tell him to watch his mouth. Now, I believe she would have told on him if she told her husband, or even sometimes her dad. I believe that. This making me feel like it's a woman of another race, because a lot of times they not gonna care about your plight and your struggle in America and all of that. And that's what happened to millions of black men in America, from saying something to a woman of another race, and that woman wanting to use that for clout with her husband, with her brothers, with her dad, to say, hey, this man coming on to me, whereas she may not have done that if it was another man of her race, whatever race it is. And so that always take me back to Emmett Till. And that lady came out and said she lied. She came out and said the man didn't whistle at her or didn't do. But see, what it probably was is she was feeling she wanted attention. It turned her on to have her brothers and her daddy and them in an uproar for her. She wanted some attention. She wanted to feel special. She wanted to feel loved. And so that's what some women still do today. That's what some women still do today. Now, Buddy, he come out, they saying it's consensual at first. Now they saying it wasn't consensual. It was unwanted comments. Now, the coach came out and apologized to everybody. He not coming out and saying, hey, we had a consensual situation going on. He just said, I want to apologize to the fans, my family, and everybody. Like, you know, he taking it on the chin, like he owning up to it. So now, we have to, so that make it seem like, okay, an admission to guilt, like an admission to doing what was said was done. Like, yeah, it came out the mouth sideways, and like he admitting to it. And so now I want men to know, when you go to a woman of another race, and not just black men, this could be a white man to a black woman, or it could be Hispanic to white, Hispanic to black. When you go to somebody of another race and you saying little stuff that you normally would get away with women of your same race, that other race, you don't know what run deep in their bloodline, in their family. You don't know how they get down. You don't know how they move. So they could be waiting on any little thing to how they, have a little race war, in the sense of, hey, let's stick it to them. Let's stick it to them. We hear all about this affirmative action and all this. We ain't doing this, and then finally here we go. We give them a chance, and then they do this. You know what? You got to pay the price. You got to pay the price. You need to learn your lesson, because the rest of them probably in there doing the same thing, getting that power, and they getting that power, and they want them a white woman because they feel powerful. And no, we can't tolerate that, because this isn't just about you and him. This is about every other coach in the whole organization and every other organization. And so you need to speak up. you need to speak up, and whatever happened, that's what happens. You know, he got to pay the price, because the rest of them need to know too. You know, you're not just going to be feeling powerful, and just because you're in that place of power and just feel like you can just talk to any old race you want to talk to. You know, you talk to your own kind like that, and so that's true too. That's another side of it that we don't want to confront, we don't want to talk about. But that race stuff run deep, and that could be, some people, you know, get mad. Oh, you trying to say this racially motivated and all of this. Well, it's like, hey, and sometimes it's status. So the man out there in Phoenix Suns, I think the president or the owner, he's saying racist stuff and making racist remarks, and that's proof in itself right there that racism still exists. He got suspended a year, so people saying, oh, this coach getting suspended a year for his inappropriate behaviors, but this racist man only getting a year too. No, the racist man got a year, and he got a $10 million fine. I want you to think about how much a million is. And people say, oh, well, they ain't nothing to a billionaire. We don't know where his money at, because the stock market crashed, so he could have lost 40% of what he had in wealth. And so 10 million, I don't care how much money you got, you're gonna feel 10 million. You're gonna feel 10 million. So he got to pay 10 million. And now he said that he may sell both teams. Yeah, he might sell both teams with that stock market doing what it's doing, and he got a $10 million fine. But it might be feeling a slight pinch. We don't know what kind of industry he in, where his money come from. So we can't compare apples to oranges with that. And again, that's the NBA who suspended that man for his racist remarks, not the organization. And then the organization is suspending the Celtics coach for his unwanted comments. And now people say, oh, the Celtics should not have told this. They shouldn't have came out. I saw Stephen A. Smith, you know, use the same take as a young lady on Twitter that followed me, and I follow her, and she like a sports. They saying the Celtics should have kept this in-house, shouldn't have told nobody. And that is not the world we live in. That's not even realistic. But two, we don't know what the Celtics are keeping in-house. So it's saying unwanted comments. We don't know what them comments were. So he could have said something that was very, very vulgar. And the Celtics might be looking at the people like, yeah, y'all saying we should have kept this quiet. Little do you know, we keeping this quiet. We not telling you what was actually said to make us suspend this man for a year. Because what you got to realize is these people could levy what punishment they want to. They could have did 5 games. They could have did 30 games. They play 82 games. They could have did 40 games. These people is in business to make money, to win championships. So for them to spend this man for a whole year, it had to be some heat come across their desk. It had to be some heat come across their desk. And so that's the thing. So when I say, oh, if a man try to cheat with a woman, and the woman know he in a relationship, the woman should say, no, I'm not with that. I'm not doing that, because you taking. You're in a relationship. Then some women say, oh, you trying to tell the woman she need to help the man stop cheating. So then it's like, so you just want to cheat with him just because he want to cheat? So I would imagine that those type of women who feel like a woman shouldn't have to tell a man, no, I'm not finna sleep with you because you taking, I'm guessing those women feel like that this woman shouldn't have told. That this woman shouldn't have said, hey, this man keep coming at me sideways. It sounds like to me that they saying this woman shouldn't have said nothing. And just, you know, play along with the game and just get hers, and just, if she want to get her a little meat leg, just get her a little meat leg, regardless of everybody knowing that this man got a celebrity fiance or girlfriend. And that just don't make no sense to me, to be sleazy and slimy just because somebody else want to be sleazy and slimy, versus speaking up for yourself and protecting yourself and keeping your morals and values and standards. It ain't about the man. It's about you and yourself having your morals and your values. It ain't about enabling the man or doing his job or being his mama. It's about you loving and respecting yourself. And that's what people get twisted. People think that everything is about making concessions for a man. It ain't about that. It ain't about protecting the man. It's like a woman loving and respecting herself ain't got nothing to do with the man. So just because a man go cheat don't mean a woman should go cheat. Why stoop to his level? Oh, you just saying get cheated on? No, you could lead a relationship. But when you revenge cheat, you could go catch AIDS revenge cheating. You could go catch a incurable disease revenge cheating. So why stoop to the man level just because he stooped to that level when you know better? And vice versa. Same thing the other way around. It's like, listen, I'm not finna go do something to mess up my name, to mess up my favor, my grace, just because my wife did something. If my wife go do something, listen, I got a choice to leave or I got a choice to stay, but I'm not finna go revenge cheat and do the same thing and mess up my purity, mess up my relationship with God, mess up what I got going. I'm not finna stoop to that level. And that's the same thing what I tell women. It didn't go both ways, and that's what we got to realize and understand. So listen, I'm just, talking on this here situation and looking into it. And this is what I say, I don't know all the details. They're not telling all the details. So they're saying unwanted comments, but we don't know if it was an unwanted touch in there and they trying to spare the man reputation. And if the woman said don't put the part about when he grabbed me here or grabbed me there, just put the unwanted comments, because that's enough for it to be a violation of the conduct rules, the policy. And so it's no need to put everything he did. We don't want to destroy him completely. So we don't know what they not telling. But this is also a lesson to men, because like I say, with men, we feel that's an urge. It feels compulsive. It feels impulsive. It feels overwhelming. It feels very innate. It feels very natural. What we have to learn as men is to control that. You have to control that. You got to shut that down. You got to know that it's not your right to just walk around telling women about their body, how you feel about their body, and what you thinking about their body, and what you thinking about their face, and what you thinking about them. Like, that's not our right as men. And a woman don't need that from us. A man that she don't know and love, she don't need that from you. So don't feel entitled to tell her your opinion of her body. That's what we have to learn as men, to have self-control, to have dignity, integrity, and respect. That's what we got to learn. And when we learn that, now we save a lot of trouble. And honestly, this is a thought that I have. This is a thought that I have. As I'm moving around, I'm walking around, and I'm looking, and I'm out here, I see people, and the devil try to, if I feel in my head, oh, you ought to tell this lady this, that she very beautiful. And that if you weren't married, she look like the type of woman you'll talk to. You'll hear that in your head, and then guess what I'll do? What I'll do is I'll then say, nope, that ain't right. That ain't my place. That is not of God. And then I also take it to the next level and say, okay, yeah, what if I took and said something like that, and that woman did not receive that? What if that woman don't receive that, and then she go and she say, hey, Tony Gaston came on to me. She came on to me. Now that moment of weakness, that moment of ignorance, that moment where I lack discipline and self-control and self-respect could cost me everything. And see, I think through that stuff. I process that stuff, and that's what I'm telling every man to do. When you feeling something, when you feeling a certain way, when something come across your mind, when you feeling this way, because I'm going to tell you, like with men, us being like that and that being a part of our nature, men will feel like doing a grab and run. Men will feel like doing a grab, and some men do it. It might be a lady watching this who have had her butt grabbed by a man, by a stranger. When I was young in the club, 18 to 21, I used to go to the club. Oh, I used to grab all kind of booty. I hate to be honest with you. I hate to be honest, because I know women want to see perfection from men. Listen, it's dark in that club. Woman slide by me with them hams. I used to get my hand full. I was wrong. Yes, I was wrong. Or I just stick my finger out a little bit. It's like she's sliding real close. I just kind of lift that hand up and get my graze. And a lot of now, it was probably once or twice where that woman looked back ready to swing. And then most of the time in the club, it's so close, everybody brushing up against each other. Most women, they might just look back and smile, look back and look crazy, you know, look back. And every guy used to do that. Every guy used to do that, and that's not right. It's not right at all. But what I'm saying is, you know that that's how men are when we are not disciplined, when we are not of Christ, when we are not mature, when we don't respect women. That is how men operate. And so that's what men have to learn, is self-respect, dignity, integrity, and how to love and respect women. Respect her space, respect her mind, respect her body. And at the end of the day, also understand that by you not respecting her could cost you everything. Because although 9 out of 10 women may be disrespected by a man at some point and just take it and just internalize it and just say, this is men. And that's what get men into a place of comfort. So he could have been like that allegedly in every organization he done been in. He could have been doing this his whole life and just being tall and handsome to women and whatever. Women took it as flattery, as a compliment. Some women probably played into it. Things could have got sexual. Not just talking of him specifically, but this is what happened when men get comfortable. It's because you see it all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. But then boom, that one woman said, no, that ain't me, playboy. I'm not raised like that. I don't get down like that. You're not gonna disrespect me like that. You finna pay the piper. You finna pay the piper. You done got out of hand. And eventually catch up with them. What they say Bill Cosby did, what they say R. Kelly did, if you notice, it didn't catch up to him the first time. What they say Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, I think his first name Jeffrey, what they say these men did, it didn't catch up to them the first time. It didn't happen the first time. So they got lulled to sleep. They got complacent. They got comfortable because so many women don't know how to deal with that, don't know how to process that, they feel powerless. They feel like they don't have a voice. But then you eventually come across a woman who she raised different. She built different. She's not that voiceless, powerless, passive woman. She finna punch you in your mouth with the truth, with justice, with consequences, or physically with her fist or with the bottom of her foot. And you eventually gonna run into that woman. You're eventually gonna run into that woman. And so that's what men have to understand. Stop playing yourself. Stop playing yourself. Stop feeling like you Big Willie. Stop feeling like you all of this and that. Stop feeling like, you know, you could do what you want to do and you could talk to women how you want to talk to them and treat them how you want to treat them and do what you want to do. Stop doing that. And sometimes we get put into this space because of what happened. I remember working in corporate. I was sitting in the lunchroom. The lady came up and slid me a piece of paper. I opened the paper and it said, I want to F the S out of you, and had her phone number. And I was like, oh my goodness. What in the world is this? That had never happened to me. I was 20 or 21 years old, but this was a grown woman like 35 who had to live her life, had to been out there, probably used to sell her body or be a stripper. And I was like, man, I was blown away. So sometimes stuff like that happen to men, and it make men think, oh, this if she did this and she got on a business suit and she working in corporate, she got a corporate job where you got to come business casual or, you know, business every day. Like, oh, if she did this, then what about the woman who wears scrubs or sweats, or I could get away with this with anybody? And then when men go to feeling that way and try to prescribe this same thing across the board. And it's real life now. This is real life. And I can't even, and you know, one day may I get told, no, I can't do that. Because everything can't help you. Some things are just depression, and you just be out there and just be wanting, like, man, sometimes, that's why I try to tell you, y'all can't really handle the truth. So many people ask for the truth, you can't really handle the truth. That's why you got to pay for the truth. That's why they say the game to be sold, not told, because it just ain't meant, the real raw, it ain't meant for general population, for general consumption. That's why when you really want to know the real truth about some stuff, that's why you got to sign up for coaching, so that you can ask them real questions and say, listen, be 100% honest with me. Be all the way real with me on this thing, nah? Like, let me know the real. Because, you know, we can't tell the truth out there like this, because people will try to spin it. They'll try to spin it. They'll use the truth, your truth, against you. Try to label you, box you in, try to, you know, do all this thing, when really all you trying to do is open people's eyes and help people. People are spin that narrative. So listen and feel where I'm coming from. And hey, this Tony Gaskins, God bless you. Make sure y'all tap in, TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. Aspiring authors, aspiring speakers, aspiring coaches, aspiring online teachers. I got a course on all of those things on TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. Life coach certification still going well. There isn't a free trial, because as soon as you pop in there, you got access to the textbook, where that's where all the gold is, also all the videos. So that's why I don't do a free trial. So what I do instead of a free trial is I make it it's $3,500 cheaper than the competition. So instead of $5,000, it's $1,500. So understand that. So hey, this Tony Gaskins, God bless you. Sorry for talking a little long on this here teaching, but there's some real stuff that we gotta address. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.